too fast and too intense. I had no chance.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Mahvish Akhtar with another episode of To Whom It May Concern. So last time we started talking about me, right? That's what we do here. So we started from the beginning, and that really isn't what this is about. I'm not going to go in chronological order, really. I'm just going to talk about whatever comes naturally. But we did talk about, my brother and my sister passing away, and how that was the reason I was brought into this world. Of course, everybody comes and goes as we're supposed to. Everything else becomes an excuse. And interestingly enough, we got into how memories of people and people who've passed away and who are even in our lives, it's important to keep them in our lives, not let them just disappear because they're far away or because something has gone wrong in the relationship. That is what we were getting at, and I was going to get more into that today. But and I talked about my father, how he just kind of, his way of dealing with that, and with anything really, his way of dealing with things was just not talking about it and building walls around him. So yeah, today we'll just talk about him. He passed away just a few days ago. He was in his 90s, I want to say 92, 93, but again, at that time, ages and exactly when a person is born, you know how it was. Nobody knew their exact age, but yeah, he was pretty old. So yeah, that of course, every time somebody passes away or leaves us, we tend to reflect on our lives, our relationships, and who we are as people, and in terms of our relationships with people, right? And we reflect on our relationship with that person and what it meant to have that relationship. Was it good? Was it bad? And then you go back to, in that moment where we are with them before their death, we have a certain way of looking at that relationship, right? It could be good, it could be bad. We could have had a lot of problems with them. But then as soon as they pass, we think about it, we reflect on it in a certain way. Well, they had this good quality. Well, we did have some good times. We did do this, and they did do certain things with us in a certain way. They did care. So all of that starts to come up, right? And all those memories, all those, different things that we were pushing aside because we were angry in that moment, because we were angry the 2, 3, 4 years that things hadn't been good, because there was no communication from both sides. It's not just us, from the other side as well. But then when they pass, we find out so many other things from other people that makes us realize why this miscommunication was happening, or why they were the way they were within that time period, right? So we start to realize what was missing, or what we missed out on. So the point of this is that don't wait for someone to pass away to realize what they meant to you or who they are. And if they're not reaching out, you reach out, because your ego is holding you back from something that could be great for you, that you could have a wonderful relationship, a wonderful support system that you're missing out on. And I'll be very frank over here. My father was the type of person who kept a lot of walls up. He kept to himself, and even people that he cared about, that I know loved in his own way, he didn't open up to them. He kept very, very his emotions and what he cared about and what he wanted from people, all of that he kept very tightly to himself. And I feel like it would have helped him towards the end of his life to have people. I mean, he had all of us, of course, and you know, we were always, whenever he needed it, we were always there for him. We still were, even at the end of his life. But I feel like it would have been emotionally an easier journey for him if he had opened up. And he did towards the end of his life. He did open up, actually, and I'm glad that he did. And he said things that he should have maybe years ago to all of us, and it was good closure for everyone, including him. But I feel like this should happen earlier, right, in your life. And I go back to that story because that is what we were talking about with my brother. That if that was his way, he closed off. He didn't discuss it with anybody. He didn't talk about it with anybody. And some of my chachas also passed away, his brothers, and I know he was close to them. He does not talk about it. He does not discuss it. And I've actually tried to get that out of him because I'm the type of person, I want to know things, and I get nosy about it. And I go, so how did it feel? So what did you do at that time? So what were you? And he never really opens up. He never really did open up. So those relationships, those memories of people, those are not bad. They don't hold you back. They enrich your life. They're important. And that's one of the many things I've learned from my father's life. Many lessons that he has taught me. And of course, I'm 47 years old. That is not the only lesson that he's taught me. So I think this will continue, and I'm not going to. Don't worry, it's not gonna be a consecutive lessons I've learned over 47 years. That is what we're doing here, obviously. But so this is what I wanted to say to you today, and or in this one, because I'm just gonna do a couple of these here because I can't. So do all the things you're supposed to. All the buttons you're supposed to press, and I will see you in the next one.